So we left off talking about important things that are very important to say if you want to stay in polite society, and things that get you out of polite society. And I said denying the Holocaust is one of those things that will push you from polite society into the outer reaches. And I showed that here. And again, I argued that there are other conspiracy theories that you can have that don't push you out, but this one does, because denying the Holocaust is going to lead to you being a Nazi. And it might not, but we're going to push you out. Now, as I was thinking about this, I thought, well, what if you're a nation of Islam and you don't believe in the Holocaust? Or what if you're Iranian or a Palestinian and you don't believe in the Holocaust? Does that push you out of polite society? And there's a case happening right now. The state of Texas says that you can't boycott or say that you want to boycott Israel, because that's anti-Semitic. And that's the next, I guess that would be my other question. Does anti-Semitism push you out? And what is anti-Semitism? Is being anti-Israel, being anti-Semitism? I don't think I want to go down that path. It's all interesting stuff. I want to think about this. So here's what happens. As people are arguing with their opponents, oftentimes they will try to push their opponent like a sumo wrestler pushing his opponent outside the ring by trying to push their opponent and making their opponent a Nazi, right? They'll say you're like Hitler or you're like a Nazi because you're trying to push your opponent out of polite society, at which point you don't have to argue with them anymore. In the olden days, when William F. Buckley was called a crypto-Nazi by Gore Vidal, he threatened to punch him in the face because this was such an awful thing right after World War II. The fact that it's becomes so people are nonchalantly calling people Nazis and Hitlerians, I think is worrisome. I think we should go back and watch. I just saw the first disc of Shoah, the documentary about Holocaust survivors, just describing their experiences at Treblinka and Auschwitz. Horrible. But I think it's maybe we need to have that talk again, so we remember how bad the Nazis are. But here's the story. If someone's a Nazi, that means we can deplatform them. They'll be kicked off YouTube and Twitter, and they will not be allowed in polite society. Not only that, but if you have any connection with someone like that, there was a young girl who was going to be a tech writer, opinion writer for the New York Times, and she had a friendship with someone who was a white supremacist, and she said she was arguing with him and trying to get him not to believe that, but her friendship with him was part of the reason why she was fired from the New York Times, I think. So if you have a podcast and you invite someone who is a Nazi or can be credibly connected to Nazis, I think your podcast is in danger. Your YouTube channel is in danger. So the question is, are there other things, though, that we use to push people out of polite society? And I want to throw out three things. Gay marriage, the question of gay marriage, the question of transgenderism. Can people choose their gender? And the third would be, I don't have a third one, sorry. We'll just use those two. There was a third one in mind, but so think about that. Does the idea of rejecting gay marriage, if you, for whatever reason, reject gay marriage, does that push you out of polite society? And again, thinking of the gay baker, not, he wasn't actually gay, the man who would not make the wedding cake for the gay couple, he was not just pushed out of polite society, he was fined. I think making laws against that is saying you're not part of polite society. I think we'll pick that up in the next one. Thank you. Think about that and make some comments. Keep it nice, kids.